All right, hello. So I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about what I've seen from day one of 1.3 from a factory standpoint. This is mostly for my boy Seto. I kind of wrote out some of my thoughts this morning. Shout out to him. He is my homie. Like, I wish this dude lived next to me. He's so fun. I love this guy, man. But he's my chief advisor. I call him my chief advisor because he's my sounding board for ideas, and he's always like, get a rest and get some rest. And I'm like, yes, sir. And now I'm up at 1 in the morning doing factory. Um, but he's my sounding board. He always listens to what I say. Like, I love that guy, man. So, but he's out right now. So I'm making this to kind of give him a visual. But I figured I'd go ahead and share for anyone else who may want to just listen to me yap a bit about 1.3 factory and some of the things I'm seeing. So y'all know me. We started in Jingyu. So Jingyu. Also, I'm gonna get in a Lesh team, so I can have a Lesh when I'm talking. I gotta get it. I gotta get a little Estella up. But anyway, so Jingyu Valley. We always start here. Not too much has changed in terms of the Sand Leaf and the Jinkiao setup. Right, that's mostly the same. I love that setup. I don't really want to change it too much. I might try and get this pipe back on this side. Why is this? Why is that like that? But I'm not too worried about it right now. So let's talk about what's going on here. So one of the things going on here is we have in this patch our new resources. We now have one extra line of Ferium to make 120 a minute, and we have 4 extra lines of Cuprium. I was not expecting that. That is something I was not expecting. I was expecting like 2 more, but 4 threw off my plans a bit, or it surpassed my expectations. So that kind of hit me. With that, though, 4 lines of Cuprium is another line of Yazin, right? Another, not Yazin, but the meds. So it's the Jinkao T or the Yazin A for sure. Like, for sure, that's what we can turn in. Now you can turn in Jinkao, finally, the Sky King Flats. But Jinkao and Yazin were the ones that immediately stood out to me as being something we could make with that. I often struggle with understanding how to fully utilize materials, and I kind of rely on other creator factory folks for that. So like this morning, I didn't even consider that the 4 lines of Cuprium can technically be used to make more Cuprium powder to support the Hedonite. Actually, I think I'm making Cuprium powder. I need to stop some of that, but that's okay. I got a little extra Cuprium right now. So, like, I didn't even think about that, right? And the logistics of that is a nightmare for how my marker zone is set up, because it's a whole thing. But what I've realized with this 1.3, and I'm not sure if this is just a me thing, but this is the main challenge I'm having, is a space issue, right? So the challenge is, how do I use a lot of like my space and my protocol limit. Y'all saw in Wuling City, I'm at my limit basically, and here in Jingyu there's a lot of facility limit, but not much space for me to work with because of the design. So this isn't utilizing all the space very well. So I really only have this little corridor to work with, which is fine. What I chose to do for now, though, is to go ahead and make Yazin A. I made a little short 1-minute video. I might tack on to this because I kind of just stopped it at like 1 minute because I was like, I don't want to talk about this too much. Like, but I wanted to see something kind of neat of like, could I make Yazin bottle and Jinkao bottle at the same time, like the Cuprium filled with that? And yes, you can. It was actually really cool. You have to alternate the seeds you put in right here. So you put in a Yazin seed, you put in a Jinkao seed, you put in a Yazin seed, and you need your belts to be a little bit long. But the belt longer is funny. I'll come back to that. But they will alternate. It will alternate, and as long as you have 2 outputs from your shredding unit, it will not clog, and it will just keep alternating. What I did to get it going here, though, is like the shredder is obviously putting out 2. So 1 line was going into the reactor, 1 line was going to the depot, and it would alternate. But if you all remember back to like my very early 1.2 build, y'all probably, some of you might remember this. I actually did a filling unit making filling Ferium bottles with like Jinkao and Yazen, or it was like actually it was like heavy liquid heavy Shiranite, I think, just as a test. So I originally tried it. I forgot I had did that. I tried to put the pipe converger here, but it doesn't work very well. It doesn't. The converger doesn't like letting things in that way for some reason, but it works a lot better when it was here at the entrance to the filling unit. Almost like the filling unit was letting it come in and out. So I'll probably just pin that on. I don't know, but that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see them alternating. But what I have going on here now is that I wanted I wanted this to be making a full line of Yazen A, right? Or Yazen solution to make Yazen A. But I did not want a full line going into my depot of 30 a minute, right? I did not want that because y'all know me, I hate when my stuff clogs up. So for deliveries, I didn't want my Yazen powder constantly going up. So what I managed to pull out, and I keep an eye on that, it's 44, right? It's going to jump to 46 at one point. Okay, so this was my thought process, alright? If I want to do that using this shredding unit, and these planting unit, seed picking unit, and this reactor crucible, what I would need to do is somehow get a full belt of 30 a minute Yazen powder going into the reactor crucible from a shredding unit, right? That's giving me 2 output for every shred. And I figure, like, oh, I think that's possible because I can get 2/3 of the output going into the reactor crucible. Like, I needed 30. So how do I get 30 powder into the reactor crucible? I would need 2/3 of it coming out of this. Whatever would be 2/3 equals 30, which is 45. It's 45. I'm sorry. So I needed 45 Yazen powder coming out of this guy, right? So that's 30 going into here. That was the big thing. You can't really, I don't know how else I would like change this. So I have to accept the 15 coming out, right? So that's 15 coming out. This is 30 coming out. I'm sorry, 15 going into the depot, 30 going over to reactor crucible, right? Okay. And my other factory yap thing, I talked about how I did that weird experiment to see if I could like make about 12-ish Yazen powder. That tech came in handy again. I was thinking, how do I do this? You don't really limit on the plants themselves. Instead, you limit on the water. You limit the water and make the water... Excuse me, I limited it on the water and made the water be my... this thing, right? Like, how much is coming in. And now, I think I could still do that with this, but it's much easier to just feed it less plants and regulate the water than trying to regulate water, so I don't have clogging on this all the time, alright? So what I did is I did this up here. It's kind of hard to see this freaking... I'm level 4 now here, so this freaking tree is in the way now, but this is a pipe splitter right here, and so we know fluid pumps are 1 every second, so 60 a minute, so that's what I'm going to use. This splitter goes 1 to the left, 1 down, so this is 30 a minute of water, this pipe right here, and that's my Yazen pipe, right? I need 30 a minute water because I got 30 a minute powder coming in. It's a 1-to-1 reaction, right? That solves that pretty cleanly. So now, think of this as a 30 a minute, all right? So if I need 2/3 of whatever's coming into this shredder at 30 a minute on a belt, if I need 2/3 of that to go over here, I basically needed like 75%. Well, okay, let me back up. So I need 2/3 to go to the left and 1/3 to go to the right, right? But what I really need is like 45 coming in. That was my goal. I needed 45 coming in, which divided by 2 is 22.5, right? Because this is 1 and it shreds into 2. Okay, so stay with me here because this is going to get a little weird. I needed 30 a minute to go to the left. All right. Now I could have just did this at half and it would have been fine, but I also wanted it going into my depot. So I needed 3/4 total powder being made. 3/4 a minute. So 45, which is 3/4. Okay. So I need to limit this to a 3/4 belt, which 3/4 of 30 is 22.5. I hope that made sense. Okay. So like the shredding unit can make 60 a minute of Yazen powder. That's 4 out of 4, like 100%. Sorry, not 4, 100%. But I need 30 and 15, right? I need 30 and 15. Together, that's 45. That's 45 divided by 60 is 0.75, 75%, or 3/5. I'm sorry, 3/4. So that's how much plant I need it, which means that's how much water I need it. I need 3/4 water coming in, okay? That's what this limiter does. So if you think of this as 30 coming in, and we're no longer thinking as half, just disregard this left side. So we're using this guy as a splitter, split, split, right? So this is 4 out of 4. You send 2 to the right, 2 down. Okay? Well, I need 1 more. So you split it again. 1 to the right, 1 down. Combines with this 2, now I have 3. That's how I did it. That's what's right here. That's how this is perfectly balanced. Now, you need a longer belt as well. Somewhere. It doesn't matter which side you do it on, but you need a longer belt because you don't want the plants just waiting right here to come in immediately. They need time. It kind of doesn't matter. They'll be limited based on how many plants you have, how much water, but I didn't want clogs just sitting here. That's why I did it. But it also is like a nice representation in my head that, like, okay, this is not working full efficiency, right? So that's how I pulled that off. And then this just works as it does. This is working at 100% efficiency. And you just have 2 belts coming out. So this is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. You combine them. I was a little worried about this because, like, why does this keep going up? But it's just, I don't know why, actually. It's just a weird quirk. Well, I know why. What I would have to do is it's going 1, 2, 3, right? It's not going like 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's no break. I would have to take this one and go over and then send this one over. So it's something weird. I didn't really care. But it works out. It'll auto-balance itself. That's why. I was like, I'm not worried about that. It'll auto-balance itself. If it gets stuck here or here, it will just send an extra one here. So, like, it's fine. Okay, so that's what's going on in Jingyu. There's a lot I had to do. I redid this a couple times, but this is what I ended up settling on. So let's go take a look at Wuling City, because Wuling City had a lot going on. I said we took a look at it, but we didn't. I did it in the other video and then forgot that my mic wasn't on. The correct microphone was not selected, so I was yapping to myself for a long time. But y'all know me, I love the yap. But I like yapping to you even more. All right, so let's talk about Wuling. So number 1, my Wuling, this bad boy is at capacity. Okay, look at this shit. This is at capacity. 2. I got 2 builders to put down. Now I got stuff I can take down. Like I plan on letting these batteries drain out, these LCs, and I'm gonna replace this with just 1 SC battery. So that'll be like 2 things gone, right? I'm gonna let these drain out, these HC Valley batteries, and then I'll replace that probably with another SC Valley battery, and just let this thing run at 6400 power, so I can just mess around, but we'll see. Or I'll oscillate, I don't know what I'll do yet. But, so what's going on here? Okay, so first thing we had to move Ferium powder up. With the extra Ferium line, we had another Ferium powder, but it was not, Marker Stone needed some changes. I had to put Cuprium there, so this had to come up here. I originally actually had it in Jingyu Valley, but then I wanted to make Yazen, right? The Yazen solution, so I had to move it. The 4th one is back in Marker Stone because I did some wrong stuff, and I can fit it there, so I just left it there instead of putting it here because we're at capacity up here, right? This is a limiter of 25 because I have like 113 being used with this Zircon, and I did not want this to keep overfilling really fast, so I limited that down to 5/6, which is 25, which puts me at 115 instead of 120. So it's a minor thing, but like I wanted to do it. If I need protocol states, I will dump this and just let this run. Because I just destroyed some Ferium powder because I was tired of this thing clogging. And I had like 70, 80,000, 82,000, and I was like, no, that's ridiculous. So, okay, there's a lot of work done in this area. I changed around a lot of stuff. This is what I kind of settled on. I actually moved the pack down 2 spaces to take advantage of all the ports up here. Over here we have the fitting unit for the packet for the Yazen. We're just running the bottles down. So I ended up putting this here because if I want to make Cuprium gear, which I will eventually, to just max it out, I will. Like, I'm debating on what I'm going to do about this. I was talking about it a bit, but I'll probably move these over. Like, I'll move the unloaders back here, actually, and run them through these 2 lines. And move the fitting units, like, right here. And what I can do with that is this kind of setup right here of the 2 convergers, maybe. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll figure it out. I'll just have enough space to actually do something like that. And let it fill up the gearing. Once it fills up the gearing, it runs somewhere else. But with 2, it's a little weird. I'm pretty sure I'll need to use the protocol stash to do that somehow. But I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there. So, but that's for later. I gotta figure. I haven't worked on that too much. We did a little bit of rearranging in this area, but the main thing is just having the Yazen connect anywhere after the splitter, so it doesn't keep going into the gearing unit with the heavy Sharonite. Don't ask how I know that. Don't ask. Don't ask why this guy is filled. Oh, did I dump him out? Maybe I did. I don't know. Well, I actually just used them, I think. But anyway, so it's kind of a tight area. I did a lot. This was a pain in the ass, but on this side, I had this molding unit kind of like right here, actually, and it was just running a line in. But I'm considering what free space I want. So first thing is I keep forgetting about this, but we actually have a whole depot bus, 2 depot bus sections we can use. I can't put shit else down right now, but you know, we actually do have that as an option if we need to use those, right? But for now, I've just been using this backside for stuff. So I want to leave this space open and kind of make this something that's constant and will always be kind of being made. And then if I don't want to make Yazen anymore, I can just take this down to make something else, right? And there's space enough that if I want to make a shredder, I can get like 2 shredders here, or yeah, something like that, right? So on this side, I rearranged this a little bit of the whole like gearing unit, the Sharonite components, because I'm gonna do some artificing soon. And where the packaging unit, you know, is like in a corner at the end of the patch, but I moved it here because I needed this space, because I'm going to probably move over some dense Originium from Valley 4 to use up some of this Zircon. So we're currently in a surplus of Zircon if you're running from the test area, which I'm doing. So I have an 8-ish, a little bit, it's like an 8-ish. And so I don't want that to cap, so every once in a while to bring it down, I will probably just set this little thing to 5,000 and connect it and run, and then whenever I see it, I'll come and just flip it back on, like reset the quantity passed, and let that drain out some of my Zircon so I don't overfill on Zircon and the factory shuts down in Marco Stone, right? The switch is still here because I still want to prioritize getting my Sharonite components up. I want that to stay full, but if I decide I don't want that, deleting this is pretty easy, and then having like this free port to do something with, right? What I'll probably do is make a blueprint of this whole area to save for myself, so I can plop it back down so I don't forget. Because I'm unsure if I want to release this version to the public for people to use a 1.3, but I don't know how tight people's stuff is, right? I don't know how many buildings this is. I gotta build it in NCAD, and then I'll know how many buildings it is, because I don't think this tells me. Does it? No, it doesn't tell me. But in NCAD, it'll tell me how many facilities there are, so... and I don't have a ton of facilities. I got rid of my illegal zip lines that I had, like right here, because I never actually used them, so I just got rid of them. I have the turrets at the Alluvium. The main thing is I ran the conduits up here. See, so the conduits taking up a lot because they're going all the way down here and using up a lot of protocol space of the 512. Now, if I had all my Cuprium and Zircon being made up here, it'd be a lot less, I believe, because it would just go like 1, 2, 3. I think that's about 600 meters, as opposed to like the 5 jumps I have to make to get it. So it's like 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's like 4 or 5. It's too many. But I can work with that, and I have space. You see, I slimmed this down. I got rid of some of the boxes, right? To get even, if I want to even more, which I'll probably do, it'll just be a constant 6400 running 2 batteries, burnt at 3 a minute, right? 6400, and not oscillating a battery. We're making more than enough stuff to clear out the shops anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But that's kind of what's going on here. So like I said, this will be used to get me some extra zircon, use up some of that extra zircon, but I have to keep an eye on my Valley 4, which I need to go and drop some more of my Originium being used, because I need it all to go to Dense Originium right now and get that surplus going. So that's kind of Wuling right now. It's kind of gnarly looking. I kind of like the way it looks. What I like about this build and what I'm trying to keep going is, yo, I love when you guys tell me stuff, okay? I don't know who the hell listens to these besides Seto, but some people do, I guess. Where's the homie at? Where's my boy? I actually didn't even respond to this comment. I'm sorry. I will respond to it after this. Not Jeff Pizek. He was memeing on me. At Eddie_Ano, that person. They were like, I never thought a factory drawer would marry function and aesthetics, right? And that made me so happy, because I was like, yeah, dude, I'm not making the most pretty base, right? What I really wanted was to have some kind of goal, like a design goal in mind. And this build, I wanted to look like a factory. I wanted this to look like a factory making something. And you could kind of trace where products are going and like kind of follow to like the important things, right? The pack having all this stuff coming in really makes me happy, because it makes it feel like it's important. And it is, right? It's a pretty important building. The long water pipes kind of draw your eyes. I actually fixed this stuff now. I need to put it into the build, but like I fixed these shredding units being not flush with each other. I don't think I can get the shredding unit to be flush, but that's okay, because I like the way this look. I got the extra boxes gone. The extra boxes right here gone. I don't know if there's a world where I can figure out how to get that with this build, but it's fine. But it looks a lot better. I think I did it to all of them that I could. Like this one is a double sand leaf, so you can't. Actually, I can. I would move that down, and then move that down. I think I did it. I did it up here. Yeah, I did it up here. But I wasn't sure I liked how it looked with this barrier, this like missing. So I did it up here. But just aesthetics like that is things I think about, because I think the factory. I spend a lot of time in this factory. I don't really have to. I just really love the factory, y'all. I don't know what it is. But just making it look neat. Trying to use as little bootleg things as I can. Just trying to make it look like a factory, right? And I kind of saw someone mentioned their build earlier on the Reddit, and they called it their circuit board build, and I was like, their circuit board ruling build. I'm like, yeah, that thing looks cool, man. But my circuit board is happening kind of over here, so that's Wuling City. That's Wuling City. Let me stop yapping about Wuling. All right, now let's go, y'all. Come on down with me. We're going to the Big Daddy Marker Stone. Y'all know my Marker Stone is cramped. Okay, this bad boy is cramped, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about it. All right, so let's talk about what's going on first. First and foremost, we got shredding happening here. No problem, right? That's the fourth shredding. I had the space after working around. Okay, now. Oh boy, these developers are killing me. I'm pretty sure they accounted for this. I think they want us to use a purification node to deal with 11 outputs of fucking sewage, dude. So there's 10 refineries now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I'm sorry. 11, 12. 12 refineries plus this output. So there's 13 outputs of sewage. You need 3 for zircon. 1, 2, 3. Those 3. And well, the heavy shearnite plus zircon, right? You need 3. So that leaves us with 10 lines of sewage. Okay, 10 lines of sewage. Now, if you do all of that with water treatment, insufficient protocol capacity. Oh shit, am I at? Wait. Oh wait, is that because? Oh, it's because it's damn, did I actually reach the limit for like conduits? Yeah, I did. Okay, well anyway, where can I put this thing at just so I can see it? That's crazy. I gotta figure that out. I have no extra space to put this. I can put it here. Alright, so this guy. This bad boy is 50 power. 10 of those is 500 power. And where the freak do I even put it? I don't have space for 10 of those. Okay, I just don't. I don't know how to build to get that. Okay, so I ain't got space for 10. I even considered, like, if I move all of this stuff up to Wuling City and then move, like, the battery production down here, would that be good? But my Wuling's already capped, man. So even if I did, I'm not sure that would really solve anything. So, I don't know. I'm going to leave it like this. So for right now, this is what I'm making. I don't think I really talked about this too much, but here's what we got going on. Okay. Refinery row is now refinery freaking row, but we only need 8 shredding. I have 9 shredders running right now. Something kept happening to my shredders where I was using like more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was like draining it. Oh, it's because I was messing with the factory, so I was losing like these were clogging, so I wasn't making enough shredding power. So I'm letting this build up to have a nice stockpile sitting, so that when I mess with the factory, it doesn't break. That's what this guy is doing. I'm gonna let that run for a while, but I'm not gonna let it like my cuprium. I need this to like stay at a high as well. So that's what's going on there. But anyway, so refinery row, 10, was this 10 refineries up here? 4, 8, 10. All right. Then we got 2 down here because I needed to put them. I had misunderstood how much cuprium I had. Where are we at with cuprium? 540, I think it is. 360. So, that's 12. 3 times 12 is 336. So. That's what's going on there. I gotta spend my currency for the day, don't I? Yeah, I'll do that in a bit. Did a lot of work here, okay? A lot of work. I had to figure out how to get more water up here because I'm already constrained for water down here. So there's like the one right there. I had to go back to the corner, y'all. I had to go back over here and use this. Use the corner. I'm tapped out. I think this is tapped out. I don't think we're using marker stone. The next area is everything's being built there. That's the gas stuff anyway, so. So that's all going on. I had a really weird thing going on here. You see this? This should not be what I should have to do. This was working really weird. So this is carrying a line of 4. All 4. And I should only have to split it once, and it's 2, 2, right? And then it comes down and splits 1, 1, and it goes to the reactors, right? But for some reason, it kept balancing to this being 3 and this being 3. Because it's like 6 total, right? 4 from this side, 3 from the 2 from this side. It would like only send 3 over, and I was like, "What the freak is going on?" And I don't know why. I moved this down, moved this up. I don't know. I had to do this, so this works for some reason. I don't know why. It's not even constrained. I don't know what it is actually. I couldn't figure it out, but I'll think about it more. I can probably figure it out, but. So that's sewage being dealt with. So this is carrying 2 down, this is carrying 4 down, and into the conduit inlet manifold. So that's 4 accounted for. Over here, we have 1 coming down, and then these 3 are going into this conduit inlet, and that is this guy, this outlet right here. So that's 3, and then this is going down, this sewage outlet is going down and joining, so that's 4. So that's 8 on the conduit inlet manifold. I was like, oh my god, I have 8 going up there. What the freak? But then I had these 2, and I was like, oh god, I gotta do that too. So I had to run another conduit inlet down. And that should be, that's 2. So I think we're gonna get another 2 cuprium, and this would hold 4. I think that's what they're gonna do. And I think I can accommodate that in this area. I can build another 2 refining units. And that should be the full amount going into the purification node, giving us a full line out, I believe, of zircon effluent, but I'm not sure. It's a pain in the ass. So I kind of prepared for that, of being able to make 2 more refining units. I know I can fit 1 here. I believe I can fit 1 upside down over here if I move this conduit somewhere. But I don't know yet. I gotta go fix my water. I have my protocol capacity is jacked up because I have this right here. I'll just have to move this water pump down and just run it myself, and like I did here. Like, I don't need this conduit anymore. Oh, I need to go get rid of that actually. I'll get rid of that later. Let me not do that because you're going to see that marker on the screen the whole time. Okay, so what's going on? What else is going on here? So one, I'm probably, if I want to fit... Okay, so if I want to use all the cuprium to make more hedanite, I would need to fit 4 more reactors in here. And bro, I can't do it. Okay, I can't fit 4 more reactors plus another purification unit. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's why I'm making Yazin. I would have to get rid of this, and I would have to switch all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to normal reactors, which I should have done anyway. I actually did it, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I changed it back. I would just pay the power price of like 400 extra power. But I would have changed them all to reactor crucibles. I would need one more expanded crucible and one purification unit, and I would have to get rid of this zircon. Like, that would be my trade-off. I could not use zircon anymore. Then I'd probably just have to make like LC batteries with the extra shearonite, and just let the effluent go into the nether up there in test area. That would be my only solution. That's what I would have to do. And then I would still be left with this Ferium I can't use all of, because it's only a half a line of Hedonite, right? So I'm just like, bro, what the freak? I opted to not do that. That's a pain. I don't want to do all that, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I might do a build on NCAD with it or something, and like build it and like save this for myself, and then build it as a proof of concept. But I don't know. But here's what's going on. So I saw Arfin Flayer, I believe, their build, and someone else's Net's build, maybe. I think it was Net, or it was, oh my god, what's his name? Something 27. Kogosho 27, I believe. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to use up some of this Ferium. So I did. It starts with this crucible here. So this crucible is the one doing, this reactor is making the effluent needed to make our second line of Forge of the Sky, right? And then before, which you probably have, there's just a water treatment unit to deal with this inert. But you can actually run this inert up and into another purification unit to get a trickle amount of effluent out. And you can actually just use the effluent and the water together, and it'll just kind of make what it can as it can. But I didn't want to do that. I got to thinking, can't I use more? And yes, I can. So that's why I now have a network of conduits running all the way north into test area. Alright, so that's what this fucking mess right here is. I need to redo my manifolds and bring them down in line with these, but I'll do that another day. Excuse me. With that said, it brings down, I think it's at like 1.6 now. I did this before the 1.3. I did this like 3 days ago, and I was like, oh god. So that brings this line right here of zircon effluent in, and I route it up and join it in to the crucible, right? And I had to kind of balance. I had to try to figure this out. I cannot balance the water properly. I had to just give up. I'm at too much capacity and all that. I was like, no, this isn't gonna work. I did a whole little project of trying to balance this out, and I was like, okay, we got to take some red cancels somewhere. Okay, we just have to. And it makes its own inert and sends it back into the purification unit to make a bit more as well. I don't know how much this is actually making. I think it's like 3/4 of a line of zircon effluent. Judging by the output of zircon, so it would be 60 60 30 30, so 60, so the extra yield is 23 a minute. So what's 23 divided by 30? It's going to be like 70%, 76%, so almost 3/4, a little over 3/4, right? So it's a weird amount. I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing all that balancing for that. So that's what's going on there. I was debating on how to deal with this water blocking out, and I was like, no, it's too much. I'm not doing all that. I already got it sectioned out as it was going to be. I'm really surprised I didn't hit the pipe limit with all what I did, but I didn't. I love this long pipe. This long pipe's kind of janky. Where's this thing at? I actually haven't looked at what it did. Y'all know I hate cancels. This is an exception. This is an exception. This water will have cancels on it. I just tell myself that's how I know it's working. Yeah, this little guy has its own little water running above him now. I didn't feel like messing with that too much, so that's what I'm working with for 1.3. I do not know how I'm going to make this more friendly to people. I think I will have to just accept that if someone wants to use this exactly how it is. This is fine for this patch, right? This works. I do not know how I make this build and not tell people to run it to test area. I just don't know how you fit 10 water treatment units in this bitch. I don't know how you do it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what this protocol capacity. I don't know how I'm at 61 of 60. I think it's the conduits, but like that doesn't make sense. Can I put like a power pipe on that? No, I can't. So I don't even have a lot of stuff up in this place. Oh, it's all of this, I guess, and some of this. I need to get rid of this. Because I thought I needed to, yeah, I need to get rid of it. I thought I needed to run power over here, but I don't. So I'm going to get rid of all that. That gives some more protocol space, but, yeah, so I'm liking what it looks like. I'm in love with this marker stone build. I feel like I really cooked this up, but I like just the chaos keeps adding on, and it looks so industrious, man. I love this place. So, oh, hey, what are you doing? Oh, my Cooperium's a little jacked up from earlier, so I'm gonna have to probably just reset that. Bruce, that one. Let's do this. That should fix it. But I'm really liking what I did. I'll see. I think if people don't want to run the conduits up, they're gonna have to just stay at the 1.2 build, maybe. Like I said, I don't know how we do 10 refineries worth of output. So that's, I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, like these pipes that are outside, they're gonna have to be outside. I don't have the space to move them anywhere. Like I just don't have it. That can be inside the AIC. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, I guess I could put one like here, right? Like I could do it like that. Like that? Probably, actually. Yeah, because then the water goes in and the effluent... I could have the effluent go in like that and the water... I don't know. I don't know how... And I can always run this... I can always run this over and down into here. Or, like, down into here. Probably this way, though. So I could have this... conduit. This is the inlet. That's the outlet. This guy. This is the inlet. Here, collecting. And then I could have this one, this water one, like here, probably. So it just goes over and up. But no, I would actually have it. Actually, you know what? I would have this. I can move this guy to like here. Something like that. So it joins up with the Zircon effluent much sooner. And then that would free me to have this water outlet like here. And going just over and up. So I don't have all these pipes crossing like this. And I'll free up some space too. But I'll mess with that later. That's stuff I do in InCAD. I don't do that here in the base. I did most of this in base though. I didn't do a lot of this on InCAD. But getting it working, yeah, I do it in base. But getting it pretty and optimized, I do all in InCAD. So... that's what that's about. Alright. That's it for my yap. Seto, I'll talk to you later, man. The rest of y'all, hey. I hope you enjoy just like hanging out, listen to me yap a bit. You know I read every comment. I'm so in love with the factory, man. So alright. That's all I got for you for right now. When I got some more, I'll be back.